I'm Sylvia Mendez, and I'm the principal of Ansoldo Elementary School. So as an educator, I think our primary responsibility is to let children know that we believe in them, that we're going to support their efforts to ensure that they have an incredible future, and just by them putting their efforts into their work, that there are so many possibilities. So our priorities and goals for moving forward is, of course, focused on students and continuous student achievement and progress. So the school is responsible for how are we meeting the needs of the students. One of the things that we've been doing a little differently is really focusing on our English learners. And we now have a district-wide ELD program that teachers are implementing, that teachers are practicing, that teachers have been coached on, and we're giving them the opportunity to really show us what they know. In order to reach our priorities, we have to have action plans. We have to look at state student data. We have to look at current instructional practice. We have to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the students. And if we're not, then we need to make changes. And one way that we've tried to do something like that is really integrating technology into our school. So teachers have smart boards, they have document cameras, they have laptops. They're bringing the internet and the world into the classroom. Our implementation of data teams and cycles of inquiry at all the different school sites, where teachers work together and collaborate on effective instructional strategies and practice, where teachers visit each other's classrooms, then analyze student work, and then decide upon next steps to meet students' needs. I think that's been very successful for our district. I think the impact on teacher morale, when teachers had to take furlough days and there was an actual cut to their pay, I think that was difficult for us to overcome, but we came together and continued. Then, of course, the cuts to our custodians at night. So now, not all classrooms are cleaned and vacuumed every night because one person can't do 28 classrooms. I think the lack of front office support in having 2 full-time people to respond to 700 students and their parents' calls and teacher calls has been difficult for us. So we've tried to develop systems to really ensure that we're answering the phone and responding to parents' concerns, responding to children that come into the office when we don't have enough support at times. Yeah, so these budget cuts, first of all, I think have impacted teacher morale. When they had to take a week of furlough, that impacted them directly. And then, of course, the cuts that have impacted our custodial staff. Whereas before we had 2 people to clean the 28 classrooms at our school, now we have 1. And he's unable to vacuum and clean every single classroom every night. And that's a disservice to our students. And then, of course, the lack of front office support, where most schools have had 2 full-time office people, and now we only have 1 and a third. That has really impacted us in terms of us being able to get back to parents with questions, responding to children who come in and their questions that they have for us. So it's been hard.
The students at Aptos High School and the students in the district are showing significant growth. It's a very exciting time to be in education and be in our district. We're seeing amazing student success with how many students are landing in college, and our graduation rates are up, test scores are up, and it's, I think, a true testament to the work that the whole district is doing, from maintenance and operations to the district office to the school sites. All arrows are in alignment and student achievement is showing. We help students be college ready at Aptos High School by implementing curriculum that obligates students to think critically, problem solve. Those are the skills they're going to need to be successful in college and in life after school. Parents are critical contributors to the educational process, particularly in high school. Some parents think that their students in high school and they can back off a little bit, but it's not a time to not be involved in your students' education. Navigating the path to graduation and to college is complicated. It's a difficult time sometimes for teenagers emotionally, so it's a really critical time for parents to be involved in their students' life in high school. At this time in education, with the significant budget cuts that we've faced, it's made for great challenges. We have not seen budget cuts like this in our history in education, but what it's forced us to do is look at programs that are critical. We've cut some significant programs, but folks have gotten together, they're working above and beyond, taking over different duties, and it's shown that students are still succeeding and achieving at very high rates.
Historically, when I was in high school, a teacher sat in their own room, taught, used a book, and taught by him or herself. We ask our teachers to do things together in teaching teams. They share their ideas, but there's a whole procedure behind it. And there's a process for the review of data, and they share their ideas. And the structure that we have at each of our schools with our data teams is making a change. Teachers are communicating more with each other. They're assessing data together, not alone, and teachers like that. The impact on the kids is being seen in our benchmark assessments. We just finished our third benchmark, and I was so excited about English language arts. We have some issues in math that we still need to address, but in English language arts, our 11th graders just shot the moon, and so we predict that their score in STAR will be good. Pajaro has teachers and classified staff who collaborate with each other more than any place I've worked, and well before our data teams were in place. Teachers care for each other, classified staff, and when you go to a site, their cultures might be a little different from site to site, but it is truly a unique district in how people really help each other. Teacher X has a bad day, Teacher Y is going to pick that person up, and they're going to know about it. And their sharing through the data teams has really enhanced kids' learning. All districts have wonderful educators, people working together, but having worked in 4 different communities, I think the Pajaro Valley is unique in how people really respond and work together. The challenges, especially the last 5 years, have just been tremendous due to the budget cuts. In my 35 years in education, things have gone up and down, and I've seen money come back, but it's never been 5 years without a cost of living adjustment. We've been real conservative to try and maintain the ship and keep us going forward. We've tried to maintain the most critical positions and those positions that are closest to the classrooms. And we've done okay with it. As I compare us with other districts, I think we're doing very well. But it's been really tough. What we've done, the best thing we've done with this challenge is seen in our buildings. We have not addressed the quality of our buildings for a long time. And we passed a bond. We took a chance at a difficult time of the economy in the state of California. We went out, communicated with our community about our needs, and passed a bond, almost got 70%. And the themes were safety and technology. And the technology infrastructure that we have in place in many schools is great, but now it's going to be throughout the whole district. And that tech infrastructure, as we head toward Common Core, will be very important. Several of my son's teachers, he's in college, they text the teachers, they're Facebooking, they're taking care of or checking in on my kids, still checking in with pride on their work, and they're doing very well in college. And I really think seeing it from my kids' eyes as a parent has enhanced my view of this kind of friendliness and this warmth that teachers and our classified staff have toward each other. And I really think it's a strength of this district, and I'm proud of that strength. Teachers, staff members take care of each other. There's a part of the culture where there's innate collaboration that takes place. Teacher A comes in, had a bad night, not feeling really well, teacher B is going to pick him up. As we infused data teams into our district, it was easier. Teachers were teaching by themselves, especially in the secondary level, and now they're part of a data team where they study the data together. And it was a very natural thing, as it is for most teachers. But I really mean it. I really think it's a strength of the Pajaro Valley Unified School District that teachers, staff members break bread together outside of school, enjoy each other, their kids grow up together. And I'm proud of that. I think it's a strength of our school district.